Having to deal with that snow. It's really in an isolated area. Most of the Wasatch Front is looking good, especially if you travel I-15. But you can see radar here pretty lit up in Tooele Valley. We've been seeing some persistent snow coming in off the Great Salt Lake. And, we may see some more snow showers across the Salt Lake Valley. We'll see how we do. But a lot of it, the activity, the accumulating snowfall out to our west. There are some snow showers noted here from north to south across the Wasatch Back. Isolated. And of course, Wasatch Mountains doing some snow showers as we speak. Down to the south, it's not super organized, but there are some scattered snow showers out there, out towards Orderville, Zion National Park, and into the Escalante area of Garfield County. Forecast for the Wasatch Front. You've got a 40 today, partly cloudy. Yes, some snow showers this morning, but I think by this afternoon, we're pretty much wrapped up. 39 Thursday, mostly clear to partly cloudy conditions. Then Friday looks pretty good as well, though heavier clouds and some rain chances. We'll talk more about that coming up.
Sounds great, Matt. Thanks so much. Like Matt mentioned, we have been keeping our eyes on the Tooele Valley this morning, seeing some snow accumulating as well as some wet roads. Is making for a very slow commute. In Erta, we've seen some snow coming down. Now we are seeing drivers starting to slow down as they travel along SR 36 and then making their way to eastbound I-80. Now, just within the last few minutes, we got reports of an accident in the Taylorsville area. We're going to get you some more information, but it is in the area of 4700 South, and it looks to be a big issue there. Northbound I-15, we're relatively quiet, 21 minutes from Draper to 6 South over in Salt Lake City. And in both directions along the westbound of I-215, we are seeing some congestion between the 201 freeway and the I-80 interchange.
All right, Deja, thank you. The search is on this morning for someone behind a shooting in Murray that sent one person to the hospital. It happened last night at Wheeler Historic Farm near 6300 South 900 East. And that's where we find news specialist Brian Carlson out live for us this morning. All right, Brian, walk us through this because we know Wheeler Farms, a lot of families go there. Was this during a busy time? Was this after hours? What do we know so far? What have police told us?
We know there's a group of people who were right there when this person was shot. So there was a number of people who were here at the time. Right there as people were getting off of work, 5:30 in the evening. Now, at last check, we know that the person who was shot survived the shooting, and police still have not found the shooter. So here's what this video looks like as we were there on scene when police showed up. Murray police responding in significant numbers last night at the northeast corner of Wheeler Farm. Again, this is around 5:30 in the evening. Police canines were out searching for the shooter, and according to a police spokesperson, how this whole thing started where someone fired shots into that group of people. One person was hit, and police have been combing the area ever since for evidence and suspects. Now, KSL spoke to a neighbor who lives next to the farm, and they came outside just in time to hear the shooting go down. Here's how he described it.
I hear a pop, and I kind of turn around, and I think that sounded like a... Then there's another pop, like gunshot. And then it was just a complete mag dump, like, dude unloaded.
Now, he said it was only 2 or 3 minutes later that police showed up and as he described it, began flying through the area. He actually allowed officers onto the property from the access behind his house. The shooting initially set off a shelter in place for this area, but that only lasted less than 30 minutes. Now, from our last conversation with police, they said they plan to release more information this morning, so we're still waiting on that. As soon as we get it, we'll let you know. Reporting live here from Murray, Brian Carlson, KSL 5 News. Back to you.
All right, Brian, thanks for staying on top of this for us. We appreciate it. Well, this morning, a Wisconsin teenager is safe after troopers in Wyoming tracked down her accused kidnappers who claimed that they were hired to bring her to Utah. Wyoming Highway Patrol says troopers responding to an alert for a missing girl over the weekend. They were allegedly traveling with a man wanted on drug charges. Now, troopers used cell phone data to track the suspected vehicle just outside of Rawlins.
We had just about all of our guys along I-80 on the lookout for this vehicle, and they were bound and determined to make sure if this was a kidnapping, they were going to get this kid home safe.
Well, troopers say the teen was actually with two men. Both have been charged with kidnapping. And true to the word, the girl is safe and will return home to her parents. A Utah father accused of torturing his young children on a hike will remain in jail for now. Prosecutors say 31-year-old Micah Smith forced his 3 children to trek through treacherous terrain in Big Cottonwood Canyon. That ordeal sent all 3 children to the hospital. They say a 4-year-old was in grave condition when rescuers found him. During a hearing on Tuesday, prosecutors strongly opposed releasing Smith from jail.
There's a significant safety risk, and a no bail warrant is absolutely appropriate.
Okay. Well, Mr. Smith,
Well, the judge also forbade Smith from contacting his children. He's due back in court on the 8th. Utah Highway Patrol offering safety tips this morning after a deadly wrong-way crash over the holiday weekend. 2 teenagers were killed Saturday morning when a car going the wrong way entered I-15 northbound at 600 South. It traveled south for about 13 blocks. While we don't know the exact circumstances in the moments before that crash, troopers say there are steps in general drivers can take when faced with a car that is going the wrong way.
Slow down to reduce the violence of that crash if it were to occur. Slowing down will also increase the amount of time that you have to respond if you see a wrong way driver coming towards you. And then if it's possible, move out of the way of that wrong way driver.
If there is time to move out of the way, troopers say to turn right instead of left. And in general, they say it's important to always wear your seatbelt and stay vigilant by keeping an eye 10 to 15 seconds ahead of you down the road. And this morning, we are following a crash in Salt Lake City that shut down Redwood and North Temple overnight. And right now, those roads are open and clear. We're still waiting on details from police, but a witness did tell us that a man was hit by an SUV while attempting to cross the street near Redwood Road. Our photographer says he saw a body under a sheet in the road. No victims, though, have been confirmed to us by police. We will continue to follow this story and bring you any updates as we get them. And now to a chase that started in Davis County. Utah Highway Patrol says a trooper attempted to stop a driver for a traffic violation. That vehicle took off and a pursuit started on southbound I-15. It eventually came to an end when another trooper intentionally ran into the suspect's vehicle. UHP says the suspect ran off but was captured a short time later. Both the suspect and a couple of troopers had minor injuries. Well, take a look at this. Chopper 5 caught this on camera. This is an elk herd in Morgan County. As you can see, they're close to the roadway here, and this isn't the only area where these large animals have been spotted recently. Fairview Fire and Rescue warning everyone in that area just to be careful when traveling, especially at night. They say slow down, stay alert, and watch for animals that are crossing the road.
All right. We've got a low pressure system that is swinging through the state. It's widely unorganized. And so that's why you don't see a huge area of precip anywhere near it. It's really broken up. But on the backside, we've got some snow showers in Tooele Valley. This core of low pressure will be sliding through the Four Corners, providing a couple of snow showers down in the southeast corner. Let's walk through storm zone. You'll notice these snow showers really develop out towards Durango and the Rockies of Colorado. But here in Utah, we might see some snow showers in San Juan and Grand counties. For the rest of the state, pop-up snow showers in the higher elevations, but the Wasatch Front, we're going to be clearing things out as we head through the afternoon. This is 6 p.m. You are dry. A couple of snow showers up at the tops of the mountains. So, forecast does call for partly cloudy conditions later today. Temps topping near 40. Some of us stop in the upper 30s. Now, the Four Corners, well, we've got a couple of snow showers from Moab south to about Blanding. Deja?
Sounds great, Matt. Thanks so much. Well, good morning to you. We've been keeping an eye out on your morning drive. So let's check in on your Utah County commute. Things are looking good as you travel in from Provo this morning. Not seeing any major issues there as you travel north or southbound. And we've been relatively quiet across our surface streets. If you're traveling near 2100 north in the Lehigh area, we're seeing just a little bit of congestion as you make your approach to the northbound lanes of I-15. But thankfully, haven't seen any major impacts as far as accidents or breakdowns as we start the morning. Now, you will see a little bit of congestion as you make your approach to 119 south in the Draper area. Right now, about a 20-minute ride as you travel northbound over to Salt Lake City. So consistently altogether, it's a 41-minute ride from Provo. We'll take a closer look at your Tooele commute coming up in just a bit.
All right, Deja, thank you. In other headlines this morning, right now, health officials in Tooele County are investigating several leaking barrels near the Great Salt Lake. The health department now says they came from a car crash that happened weeks ago. After some testing, a spokesperson says they believe the risk to the public is low, but they're still waiting on some other results to know what the leaking substance actually is. Officials say the person who reported those barrels did the right thing.
See a spill, if it looks hazardous, if it looks dangerous, we want you to call 911. Right? They're going to be able to respond more quickly. Call the spill hotline if you see something happen that isn't immediately dangerous.
The health department says Morton Salt and the county roads department will split the cost for this cleanup. Electricity rates in Utah could see another price hike after a proposal from Rocky Mountain Power. The company is asking to increase costs by about 4.5% to help pay for its new wildfire liability insurance fund. This request would add an average $3.70 per month surcharge for the next 10 years, or at least until just over $1 billion has been collected. There are still several hurdles the proposal has to go through before it can be implemented, including approval from the Utah Public Service Commission. Eagle Mountain City is making its first steps toward a possible nuclear energy future. Tuesday night, the City Council unanimously approved a framework for where this growth could take place. A small modular nuclear reactor could provide part of the solution for energy demands, as Eagle Mountain is poised to become a hub for data centers, including for AI. Some homeowners, however, have safety concerns despite promises to keep a possible nuclear plant a safe distance from homes.
And I've lost several people I care about to cancer, several of whom were downwinders. So it's very personal to me. I just feel like if we want nuclear energy in Utah, let's put it far away from a city.
Well, the mayor of nearby Fairfield also shared her concerns with traffic, something they're already seeing with a major solar farm under construction in that area. Public parking will soon end at one of Utah's busiest courthouses due to safety concerns. Beginning January 1st, the public cannot park in the garage at the Salt Lake City Scott M. Matheson Courthouse. Instead, court visitors will need to use either public transit or nearby parking options. Jurors will still be able to use the garage along with court staff. Officials say the adjustment aligns with national security standards and is a proactive measure to protect the public and court employees. Governor Spencer Cox is calling on AI companies to build tools and help people and protect children. He launched a pro-human AI initiative at the summit at Salt Palace. It includes ways the state will use artificial intelligence while also proposing possible regulations. Actor Joseph Gordon-Levitt also spoke, saying he's optimistic about tech, but it needs to be used for the right reasons.
When it's a kid, I feel like this tech should be optimized for their well-being, not for business interests.
He says when it comes to protecting kids, no state has stepped up more than the state of Utah. Colleges across Utah now have a guideline on how to implement artificial intelligence. The Utah Board of Higher Education has approved a new statewide plan. The board plans to establish an AI task force and has laid out 3 priorities. Those are equip every student with pro-human AI skills, harness the tech to transform education and research, and the third, reimagine higher education for an AI accelerated economy. All right, it was an exciting day for Brighton Resort. Take a look. Chopper 5 giving you a bird's eye view of opening day. It's been a slow start to the season. The resort has been working around the clock to get those lifts spinning. You can see people showed up to enjoy all of that hard work. Only some terrain is open right now, but the resort is hoping forecasted storms will bring enough snow to open more lifts soon. Several other ski resorts are looking to open on Friday. And speaking of snow, Utah Avalanche Center has started its daily forecast for the season. As of last night, the majority of Utah is facing moderate avalanche danger. The center says there have been natural, human-triggered, and animal-triggered avalanches just in the last 2 days. It warns anyone looking to get out in the backcountry that the best early season coverage is often right where the avalanche hazard is the highest. So just be careful if you're headed outdoors. But it's nice to see those ski lifts running.
Yes, finally, and we're going to add some significant snow to the mountains of northern Utah this weekend. Let me start with a live camera here looking over the Salt Lake Valley, shrouded in clouds. We had some fresh snow, just a little bit in the foothills, not a ton in the valley. Really, it just got wet, and the only spot that's been seeing the accumulating snowfall is Tooele Valley. Now, the mountaintops, it's not big, but it's something. 3 inches for Alta and Brighton. Deer Valley, Park City, Snowbird doing 2, and Snow Basin to Cherry Peak, 1 inch of snow now on the snow stake. Watching this low pressure system, that's nothing special at all. It'll be sliding to the east and providing some snow for Denver, who's already got 2 to 3 inches on the ground. Now, this high pressure system is blocking any organized storm system to directly hit Utah. But what we're seeing in the models recently is that this plume of moisture, these clouds that are riding along the jet stream, are going to move into Seattle and eventually punch into Utah this weekend. So let me give you the rundown here. As today's storm clears the region, we could see some snow showers in the Four Corners. We're dry through Thursday, and then Friday morning is when we start to see some pulses of energy within this moisture flow. And that'll put down some snow showers, even some rain showers in the valleys Friday. This is Saturday and continuing even into Sunday morning. It doesn't look like much on here, but what I'm seeing in the long-range models is that this could be our more significant Utah snowfall in the northern mountains. It'll feature moisture clipping the northern mountains. Yes, they're going to do the best, not much in the valleys, but it will likely put down 1 to 2 feet, maybe a little bit more in areas for the northern mountains. So that's really promising stuff considering the exceptionally slow start we've had. Panguitch 34, a chance for a snow shower, the same for Monticello, Bluff, and Blanding. Heber City 38, you're going to top out there with some cloud cover. I think a lot of us will see some sunshine later today if we can break this cloud cover, which models are indicating, but it will be cold with highs near 40. 50 the temperature today and tomorrow in St. George will rise into the weekend, and there you go. We thought this could happen, and it will. Models have trended warmer, 60s next week. Wasatch Front, 40 to 39 to 40. 30% chance on Friday, a little something on there on Saturday. All the meanwhile, Friday and Saturday, Deja, it's going to be hammering the mountaintops. Hopefully, that's what we're seeing.
All right, Matt, thank you so much. Let's get you out the door this morning. We are seeing one issue, I-15 northbound near 69 South over in the Midvale area. We are seeing a broken down semi crash that is blocking your right shoulder. Now, it is on that transition ramp, so just keep that in mind. You will see it as you are heading out the door, but thankfully not seeing any other impacts accident-wise. Northbound, though, we're not seeing the congestion through the Midvale area, so that is some good news. Through Draper is where you will see a little bit of traffic building on your approach to Bangerter Highway. Consistently, we've been relatively quiet coming out of Summit County and looking good right now along our 215 interchanges on the West Belt. Consistently, our biggest issue has been coming out of Tooele this morning because of snow and wet roads out there. So keep in mind, you will see some congestion there. It opens up after you come out of Lake Point, but then as you make your approach I-80 eastbound, traveling near 5600 West, you will see some more slowing again.
All right, Daisha, thank you. Let's get to consumer headlines this morning. The FDA issuing an urgent update about a mass recall impacting more than 1.5 million bags of shredded cheese, which were sold at stores here in Utah. The impacted cheese all comes from the Great Lakes Cheese Company out of Ohio, which could contain metal fragments. The recall was first issued, but the FDA just upgraded it to a Class 1 recall, meaning there's a high risk it could cause serious health issues. There are 5 different types of cheeses sold under different brands being recalled. They were sold at stores like Walmart and Target, also likely at many others in Utah under the Cache Valley Creamery brand. For a full list of products, you can visit the official FDA website. The holiday shopping season now in full swing, and Amazon testing a new ultra-fast delivery option for certain customers. This new feature is called Amazon Now. It's being tested in Seattle and Philadelphia. The company says it'll deliver household essential items and groceries in 30 minutes or less. The delivery fee starts at $4 for Prime members and $14 for non-Prime customers. In sports this morning, BYU football fans, well, you can breathe a sigh of relief. Head coach Kalani Sitake is not leaving the school for Penn State. BYU football says Coach Sitake has signed a lucrative contract extension. Coach Sitake has coached BYU for the last 10 seasons, and it's 10 seasons, I should say. He was speaking with Penn State about possibly taking over their program. The 11th ranked Cougars will play 5th ranked Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship game this Saturday. And these Utah athletes are getting ready for a quickly approaching Olympic qualifying competition with hopes of joining Team USA in Italy. 3 members of the national team are from Utah. 2 of them, Emma Erickson and Matt Greiner, are newer members of the team. In a press conference, they say the experience has been great.
It's been really rewarding learning from all the older athletes and all of the knowledge they've had.
Well, the first qualifying competition for luge will be held next weekend in Park City. And KSL is your home for all things Olympics. Our Olympic team will be headed to Italy to bring you exclusive coverage of the Milan Cortina Games. So be sure to stick with us on air and online as we count down to the 2026 Winter Olympic Games.
All right, one last check of the weather. Before you head out, I've got a couple of snow showers hanging around the Salt Lake Valley. Not everybody picking it up, but from that Red Butte Garden camera, you can see some of these snow showers here that are working through downtown. Tooele Valley's been the hot spot, as me and Deja have been mentioning. That's where the accumulating snow is. As you drive out on the Wasatch Front from Tree Mountain south to Spanish Fork, it's really just wet roads for a lot of you and leftover damp roads. Snow showers here noted across southwest Utah into Orderville and East Zion. And that's going to stay in the Four Corners today. I think everybody else is going to be drying out, and it's going to be a cold but dry one, Deja.
Sounds great, Matt. Thanks so much. Okay, we're starting to see some issues right now in Salt Lake County. We first told you about this a few minutes ago. You have a disabled vehicle northbound on the I-15 collector ramp at 72nd South. It is blocking your right shoulder. We're seeing some congestion on the approach. And we're also seeing an issue. It's not popping up here, but as you travel northbound just a little bit south of 72nd South, we have a crash there that is blocking your right lane. Taking a look at the map, northbound coming in from Provo, still a 41-minute ride with some minor congestion between Draper on your approach to 115th South. 215 interchange is moving up to speed. We are seeing relief after some earlier congestion southbound, and things are starting to improve a little bit coming out of Tooele, but still pack a little bit of extra patience as you're heading out the door.
All right, Deja, thanks for the heads up this morning. Items donated from across the state now being delivered this week. Czech City dropped off donations from its annual coat drive to the Road Home Men's Resource Center. They say it's one of the largest donations they have seen in years.
So I've been doing this a couple of years now, specifically with Czech City, and this one is one of the bigger. We've seen every year is incredible, but this one was, I thought we were done and they weren't even halfway through.
So that's great news. And today the Road Home will receive part of over 561 bags of winter clothing from the Warm Bodies, Warm Souls Winter Clothing Drive. Those donations will go out to people right now and help sustain the Road Home for the next few months. A beloved Utah holiday tradition is back for its 55th year. We're talking the Festival of Trees. It begins today at the Mountain America Expo Center. It's all in support of Primary Children's Hospital. There are 550 trees this year that will all be sold to help children who need life-saving care. Kids like Livy Smart, who was 14 years old when she was diagnosed with cancer. She's now cancer-free and happy to be a part of this event as this year's patient champion.
I just want to give that treatment back to others, and I think it's special.
Well, you can go see all of the trees today through Saturday. Thanks so much for joining us on this Wednesday morning. Have a great day, everyone.